Tonight on CTV, students at CSU are struggling to deal with another COVID-run semester, as well as uncertainty surrounding inedible food.
Then, the United Women of Color hosts their annual hair show, and Fort Collins expands their dining choices with a new vegan option.
And stay tuned for updates on the CSU versus Wyoming border war.
All that and more, starting on CTV, right now. Good evening, Rams. I'm JJ McKinney, filling in for Weston Hubbard.
And I'm Natalie Devereaux. March 16, 2020 was the day students received an email stating classes would be online for the remainder of the spring semester. Education has not been the same since, and students wonder if schools will ever return to their pre-pandemic state.
How has the pandemic impacted your education?
You know what? When COVID first hit, I actually had to drop out of school for a semester just because I'm not good with online learning.
It's made it a lot harder to learn. We're paying a lot of money to go to school here, so I was kind of hoping to get the equal education that you're paying for.
I actually liked some of the outcomes, like online classes has been nice in some aspects. However, it's nice to be back face-to-face, learning with people again.
But I have seen like a decline in my attention span, right? And also like the value of my education kind of feels different.
Can you pinpoint a specific moment where you realized, wow, college is very different than what it used to be or what I expected it to be?
I guess like straight from the first semester freshman year in the dorms, just all my classes being on Zoom.
And I was like doing calculus in my bed at home, and I was like, this doesn't feel right. I think that was the moment for me.
Probably this following semester when I was taking classes that normally I thought would have been very hard. For example, managerial accounting, I probably would not have gotten an A in, but because it was online, I got an A. So, yeah, that was it for me.
Pretty similar. We were in the same class and got A's. Probably shouldn't have, but... No.
Do you think CSU will ever get back to normal, and what is it going to take for us to get there?
I don't think there's a such thing as a new normal now. I mean, this has happened, so it's going to be staying to a degree.
I think we will. I think it's going to definitely take a lot of collaboration among, all the students and the faculty.
I don't know. I mean, I don't even really remember a time before the masks and COVID and everything.
There were mixed reactions from students on how COVID has impacted their college experience, but an uncertainty of the future was their common ground.
CSU students, staff, and faculty are mourning the loss of Vice President of Diversity, Mary Ontiveros. Ontiveros passed away Saturday at the age of 70. She spent over 50 years on campus as a CSU Ram, from her time as a student all the way to her retirement in 2020. Ontiveros had an impressive resume, ranging from a faculty member in the School of Education to the Executive Director of Admissions. She was named CSU's first Vice President of Diversity in 2010, where she spent a decade improving CSU's diversity and inclusion efforts. In the coming days, CSU leaders plan to honor Ontiveros' legacy through articles, events, and tributes from friends, colleagues, and family.
From undercooked chicken in the dining halls to expired snacks in the vending machines, students are left wondering what food is safe for them to eat. There have been a couple instances of reported moldy and expired food within the vending machines. CSU's website states that the Ramcard office handles all work order requests related to vending. Along with this, they say students are entitled to refunds if their purchase is not dispensed properly or is expired.
Interested in the many ways to stylize hair and create cool designs? The Black African American Cultural Center has got you covered. As Black History Month comes to a close, United Women of Color hosted their annual hair show for the community Sunday evening. Titled Uniting the Diaspora, United Women of Color created the event with the hope of creating unity and cooperation among women and communities of color. The event showcased stylist Jasmine Retland and barber Barricatcher Brew's style and talents in 3 events, all displaying different aspects of beauty and style.
So I just try my best to make sure whichever client gets in my chair, they leave the best version of themselves. So
Retland and Jabru had their models come out to display multiple hairstyles, each with a variety of looks. While the hair show was underway, multiple pop-up shops were present for the event as well. These shops had products that range from design, fashion, and hairstyling shampoos, conditioners, and weaves. The event also allowed multiple opportunities for community collaborations, with barbers and stylists alike networking their talents to one another.
To network and find people in the same genre as me, I found it really helpful for me to make connections today.
Ultimately, it was Retland's hairstyles that came out on top and won first prize.
Everything, but hair especially in the Black community, is a huge part of our identity, just because it's so huge anyway. But not even that, just there are so many facets of our hair, whether it's the curl, it's the kink to it, and our hairline, or how we want to style it, how we prefer our hair. I may not have the nicest clothes, or I may not be the prettiest, but I know that if my hair is good, then I feel good.
United Women of Color and the Black African American Cultural Center hope to continue hosting these events, all with the purpose of uniting CSU's Black community.
Nearly $50,000 was just approved by City Council to expand the funding of the North College Max Bus plan. The goal is to bring the Max Bus rapid transit to North College Avenue corridor. This location is home to important resources like the Larimer County Food Bank and Murphy Center for Hope. It is also a bustling residential area, with the existing transit routes there garnering the fastest growing ridership in the city. The extra funding is coming out of the transit reserves and will allow for more evaluation of land use and an increase in public engagement. The last land use vision established for the corridor was in 2007, and much of that prior plan is outdated. City Council believes community participation is crucial in the decision on how to best use the land and how it will serve its residents.
Get ready for some changes in affordable living, as projects meant to increase conditions for low-income residents are underway. Fort Collins Public Housing Authority, Housing Catalyst, has started to renovate 24 existing duplexes and build over 60 apartments for those who identify as lower income. These new units will target residents making between 30 and 80% of the area's average income. More than $4 million of the project's funding is expected to come from Housing Catalyst's sale of over 40 rental units throughout the city to a company that plans to convert them into affordable homes for sale. Housing Catalyst also hopes to use the low-income tax credits that it received from the state to help fund the project as well.
CSU's Temple Grandin, a world-renowned author, will be holding the spotlight in her upcoming A Talk with Temple Grandin at Front Range Community College. Grandin will be talking about autism, and there will be a question and answer session afterwards. This highly regarded speaker has worked with her own autism to spearhead research and inventions surrounding the humane treatment of livestock for slaughter. The talk will take place on March 5th at 1 in the afternoon, and there will be limited seating. I think it's so cool we go to a school that has such amazing professors that have done so much and that we can learn from them.
Especially somebody like Temple Grandin. I mean, just hearing her story and hearing how much she's gone through, yet the success that she's come to realize, it's just so great.
It is, and I think that's one of the benefits of going to one of these big state schools that maybe people don't see, is that we have an opportunity to see so many different professors and see what they've done.
Exactly, especially with all those great professors and what they're doing. It's so great what they're doing for the community. I
definitely agree. Well, Rams, don't go anywhere quite yet. Michelle Ellis is coming up after the break to tell us if we can expect more cold temperatures this weekend. Michelle, what can we expect?
Yes, Natalie, we're going to be seeing a mixture between cooler and warmer temperatures, but I'll tell you exactly when to feel those warmer temperatures right after this break.
Welcome back from the break, Rams.
Idling in our cars is something most of us do, whether it's waiting for the vehicle to warm up on a cold winter morning or sitting in a drive-through line. But this simple act has an impact on Fort Collins air quality and is one factor City Council is looking into as they reevaluate the city's air quality program. Fort Collins has been working to improve air quality for over 25 years, but as the town grows, so does the air pollution, leading to new plans being set for 2022. City Council will focus specifically on monitoring transportation-related pollutants. Every day, Fort Collins' population increases 28% as people commute here for work. City Council says a major reason for this is lack of affordable housing in the community, which makes alternative modes of transportation difficult, such as the bus or biking, because of how far people live from work. To better address these issues, the city is looking to hire an air quality education and outreach official, with the goal to educate the public on what they can do to reduce emissions in their everyday lives.
Larimer County Engineering and the City of Fort Collins are asking for community members' input on improvements to Country Club Road. Technical evaluations on the road have already been completed with the purpose of collecting data that shows how it currently functions. Fort Collins residents have previously complained about traffic on the road, so these planned improvements aim to make it easier for drivers. The specific improvements include traffic, bicycling, and walking safety concerns, as well as the overall travel experience. An open house is scheduled for 6 in the evening on March 3rd for the community to participate in.
Fort Collins nonprofits and government organizations provide support for the community, but now the city's utility company is providing support for them. Fort Collins Utilities is providing in-kind and cash sponsorships, opportunities up to $1,500 for nonprofits or government organizations. To be considered for a sponsorship, groups must benefit community members, include an educational component about the services they receive, and align with one or more of the Fort Collins Utilities priorities. Applications are due by Monday, February 28th. If companies want a sponsorship from April 1st to June 30th.
Wow, Natalie, it is super nice to hear that the larger Fort Collins companies are looking to provide support for the organizations that are being made to take care of community members.
I agree, JJ. And speaking of improving lives, animals play many roles in making our lives better. Reporters Gavin Wolf and Katrina Leiby are here today to tell us about a couple of different ways that animals are or are not being incorporated into daily life. Gavin?
Thanks, Natalie. As we know, using animal products in cuisine is a staple of many Western menus. However, for people with specialty diets, it can be hard to find places that fit their needs. Luckily, businesses are taking steps to make a change.
A wave of specialty dining options have made their way to Fort Collins, and Jenny Vinoy, owner of Jenny V's Bakery, is happy to be a part of the process. Jenny's baked goods are vegan and cruelty-free, and when her bakery opened in January, she started sharing her passion with everyone.
It means the world to me. I think it's a great thing. I know there's a few other spots around here that are either all vegan or they offer some type of vegan or gluten-free options, and I just feel like it brings the community together.
Jenny is not the only member of the community working hard to offer vegan alternatives to the Fort Collins dining scene. Rainbow Restaurant is another popular spot that caters to specialty diets, no matter what they may be. Head chef Ty Retzel says that the restaurant takes pride in accommodating to everyone's dietary needs.
We will accommodate to everything that we can. We very seldomly have to say, oh, we can't do that. The chefs in the back of the house are very talented.
Rainbow Restaurant provides a combination of menu items for all diets, creating a flexible dining environment for the community. Not only is the food important, but so are the people that walk through the doors.
It's nice to be able to put a smile on people's faces, and now we can see them as they're coming up and ordering. We can see how happy they are to be here and to eat our food, and it makes us all very happy.
Jenny V's Bakery and Rainbow Restaurant are just two of the many businesses in Fort Collins creating dining options that are inclusive towards all diets.
Fort Collins has some great dining options for specialty diets, and the movement is continuing to grow. The hard work of these businesses will help to make dining out more enjoyable and easier for everyone. I don't know about you, but I love living in a community that makes sure that we cater to the needs of everyone.
Yeah, me too. Fort Collins is known for its food scene, so it's great that people that are vegetarian and vegan have that option and can also experience the Fort Collins food scene.
Yeah, there's a lot of variety, and I'm excited to go try it.
Well, Gavin, while you didn't see any animals at Jenny V's, I know one place where you can see a bunch of them right here in Fort Collins. I'm sure you've heard the saying about a dog being a man's best friend. I, for one, know a bunch of spoiled fur babies, and I can confirm that there is something about these animals we all just adore. If you're in the same boat, you'll want to know about this Fort Collins painting studio that gives the animal-loving community the chance to paint their pet. Madison Brumgen has the story.
I think it was a good idea, but I put it...
With just a little paint, patience, and the proper guidance, Fort Collins Painting with a Twist offers a class for pet owners to bring their animal's personality from a picture to a painting. Artist Sarah Desira shares why this class is so special.
I think it's totally different than the other classes we offer because it is something personal to the people that come in here and they leave here with something very meaningful to them.
Even though this particular class may seem more advanced, the artists make sure to set you up for success.
We do pre-sketch them on there, so it is more so just kind of like filling out a coloring book. So we do like to make that step a little easier for people.
Being able to turn your pet into a piece of art may be what intrigued these animal lovers at first, but they may walk away with more than just a canvas. Artist Delaney Sandin shared with me how art can be therapeutic.
So I have anxiety and I have OCD, and
Being able to paint, especially in this kind of setting, helps me let go of my preconceptions of what I should make it look like. I've worked in schools before, and painting is something that helps calm even the craziest kids. My first school that I worked at was in Florida, and it was a trauma school, so I had one kid. My first day with him, he threw a chair across my room, he punched me, and then by the end of the school year with him, he was sitting in my lap saying that he loved me.
Artist B. Baptista has one last thing to say to ensure you that anyone can paint.
Don't be scared, because it's not as deep as you think it is. It's the process that really matters.
I have a lot of people that come in and say, oh, I can't even draw. And I'm like, no, you can. You just doubt yourself. I say just paint with confidence. Even if you don't got it, fake it till you make it.
Wow, that looks like so much fun. I know that I have a cat and I would love to go there and paint him on a little canvas.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, that is really cute. And I think it would just be so much fun to go there and learn about how painting can be therapeutic like they're talking about.
Yeah, for sure. It looks very exciting.
Mm-hmm. Not only did that make me want to go adopt a dog, rescue a cat, and have my own goat farm, but I think I'm going to Hobby Lobby in the morning to get a few bottles of paint and see where my mind takes me. Like the wise man Bob Ross once said, all you need to paint is a few tools, a little instruction, and a vision in your mind. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Katrina. Wow, I mean, that is just so adorable. I love that, and I love that you get to do that with your pets. That's amazing.
I agree. I have a little French bulldog at home, and I would absolutely love to make a painting of her. Even though some people think those dogs are kind of ugly, I think they're so ugly that they're cute.
I mean, I would love to do the same thing for my pit bull, but it would be really, really hard just to get him to stay still to take a picture of him.
I agree. Well, Rams, don't go anywhere just yet. Leah Kakowski will be up after the break to let us know just how the rivalry between CSU and Wyoming went down on the court just last night. Stay tuned.